welcome to Reinvent and Rise. Thank you so much for watching today. This is the show for people I like to call risers. That's my women, 45 and older, who are determined to do what it is that's needed to get them to the life that they desire to have professionally and personally. We talk finance, we talk career, we talk health, we talk lifestyle, all approached from the perspective of your prime. And today I am very, very happy to have with me Kizzy McCray-Sheppard, who's going to talk to us about limitless possibilities. But first, let me tell you a little about Kizzy. She is the limitless thought leader and founder of Limitless Possibilities Now, LLC. Kizzy is a woman of faith, a devoted wife, mother, speaker, and a best selling author. She spent some of the best years of her life serving in the U.S. Air Force. Today, her service continues through her work as a nurse practitioner, coach, and transformational speaker. Her purpose is to inspire and encourage others to live limitlessly while focusing on self care. When Kizzy isn't coaching clients or keynoting events, she's enjoying quality time with her family, many staycations, reading, and trips to the spa. Please help me welcome our guest today, Kizzy McCray-Sheppard. Hey,
Hello,
Kizzy,
hello, hello.
how are
Thank
you?
you. I am well, Alethea. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. Thanks so much for joining us today. I've been wanting to have you for a while so you could talk to us about limitless possibilities.
Thank you so much for the invite. I am
Yes.
ecstatic to be on your show today.
Oh, awesome. 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 Well, let's do this. I always introduce our guests, but I want you to tell us also a little about yourself. Anything you want to add to what I've already said?
As you mentioned to the audience, that I am the founder of Limitless Possibilities Now and the Limitless Thought Leader. I empower women and professionals alike to live life limitless. I
Mm,
often say that the sky is not the limit.
mm,
And I truly believe that with all my heart, because when we accept that we are putting limits on ourselves. So today I want to empower each and every individual who is listening that the sky is not your limit. You have limitless possibilities, and those limitless possibilities are now.
oh, I love that. I mean, how often have we heard somebody tell us, the sky is the limit? And you're right. The sky, yeah, it's up there, but that has a limit. There is a limit up there as well.
Absolutely.
So I like the fact, that you're saying your possibilities are just boundless. They're just out there and you can go for them. So, what encouraged you to even, well, first of all, before I get to that, tell us a little about your organization.
So, with Limitless Possibilities Now, it was birthed forth many, many years ago as I began to do the research of when God first started speaking to me about Limitless Possibilities Now. It went back as far as 2016 when I kept
Mm,
hearing God say, Limitless Possibilities Now, Limitless Possibilities Now. And at that time, I thought I was living limitlessly because I had my own company. I was working
mm,
at that time as a nurse manager. I thought I was mastering being at home as a mother and a wife. I was in school at the time to be a nurse practitioner. I mean, I was doing it all. So I thought I was living life limitlessly. And it wasn't until I had that wake up call was like, no, you're not. You're actually killing yourself because you're not
mm.
including self care. So at that point that it was fully birthed forward in me was when I almost died, literally. So I knew at that
Wow.
point there's so many of us that think that we're living limitlessly, but we're not including that self-care piece. So that's
Hmm.
how Limitless Possibilities was born, because I want women and professionals to know, yes, you can have that limitless life. You can master marriage and parenting. You can master your, on the job, and, being an absolutely best professional that you can be. All of those things in life can be limitless, but it's not limitless if you don't include self-care. And so
Yeah.
often we think that self-care is selfish. So that was the reason why I was like, that's selfish. And I was always giving, and not just with those
Mm,
areas. I was giving at church too. I was the first person to call on if somebody anywhere needed help. Any friend of a friend, they called me because they knew if I didn't know how to do it, I was going to figure it out,
mhm,
and I was going to help
mhm.
them.
Yes,
So that's
yes,
kind of how everything was birthed for it, when I had that wake up call, like, hey, you have to stop. and
exactly.
and that's when I realized that self-care, it's, we it does have a selfish component. Yes, it does, but it's okay,
Yes.
because if you're not selfish to take care of you, you can't be selfless to take care of the ones you love.
Oh, I love that. That's true. I mean, and think about it. And so many of us, just women, we're nurturers. We're going to take
Yes.
care of people anyway. So it is so easy for us to fall into that realm where we just go, 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 go. And oftentimes don't even realize that we've put ourselves on the back burner you know and as my audience of women, they've been doing some of this stuff for a long time, and after a while the health definitely does start to suffer because you've been on the back burner for so long. You
Hmm.
just don't even know what it feels like to be up front, and even on the back burner you're still trying to do things for others. So I am so happy that you have tied together. There are no limits to what you can do, particularly if you make sure to take care of yourself. So, what are some of the things that you do in Limitless Possibilities Now?
So with Limitless Possibilities Now, I I'm an author. As you know, with you and a bunch of other ladies, we became best-selling authors, and that was with the
Yes,
Reinvented to Rise anthology piece. So I am again thankful for that. I also am an author of my own book. If you don't mind, I would like to hold it up so everyone could see that.
please,
And it's
absolutely.
Be Limitless, Trusting God's Plan, and it's available everywhere that books are sold. That was birthed forth in me actually going back, hey, listening to God. People need to know these
Mhm.
areas that they can be limitless in, but you have to be transparent. So that book was birthed out of Limitless Possibilities Now. And as I've seen that help so many people, God also spoke with me about helping others to become authors in the same way that we as co-authors, and you inviting us in for Reinvented to
Yes,
Rise. So now
yes.
I am inviting others to be a part of the Limitless anthology piece that I am doing, because we all have a little nonconformist in us. And I want people to talk about when they took the restraints off, they stepped outside the box and they were
Mm,
limitless. People
yes,
need to know these stories. This, as people often say, the story happened to you, but it happened for
yeah,
someone else, and we have to come forward.
absolutely.
So
Yes.
I'm doing that, and I'm accepting co-authors right now as we speak. Actually, if they could reach out to
Awesome.
me, I am.
Awesome.
I just want to be of help to others. I
Yes.
also do some coaching, amongst other things, facilitating. So
Awesome. You do a lot, Kizzy. And you're right. We were working together. That whole experience has been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. And I'm so grateful that we teamed up along with those, 13 other women
yes,
to put
yes,
together the book Reinvented to Rise. I mean, it has given birth to so many things. Hey, reinvent and rise. I have a whole show that's focused.
yes,
And many of the topics, that we covered in the book are the things that were the catalyst for bringing about the platform that I have right here on Reinvent and Rise, the topics that people talk about. It helped me to realize that these are the areas where we as women need to focus, particularly as we approach our prime. So
Absolutely.
I'm thrilled that you were a part of that with me. I'm thrilled that you launched your own book, talking more even about, limitless possibilities. And we're going to make sure that people understand how to connect with you if they want to be in your anthology project that you are working on right now, which I think is wonderful as well. Now, I know that something else that you've been doing on Saturdays, you do Facebook Lives, and it's you and your husband, which is
Yes.
awesome. A team making the dream happen.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what you do on Saturday morning.
So each and every Saturday morning at 8 a.m., my husband and I host Jesus and Coffee, where
Mm,
we talk about real world issues using biblical principles. We are authentic in our conversation. We even talk about how the things that we experience at the, or have previously experienced, and
mm-hmm,
how we were able to rise above those things, and again, putting biblical principles behind that. So we do Jesus and Coffee every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. We
wow.
also and that we also do what we call limitless marriage and
Mm-hmm,
relationships, and we do that once a month, every one the first Monday of every month at 8 p.m., and we do that on Facebook as well, and that is a covenant promise. And that is something that
mm.
when we were married, God gave us the theme of a covenant promise, and that was our theme when we got married 10 years ago.
Ah, beautiful.
So just we thank you. We didn't know what he was birthing in that, and but it was to come and to talk about authentic, again, letting the curtain down, letting people come behind the
Mm-hmm.
veil, as you would say, to see these are the issues we had. And yes, we want you to know we're not just giving you this information to tell our business. We're giving this to you because we want you to know we are real world people have real world issues, but we were able to rise above. And we talk, when I tell you we're authentic, we have one topic where we discuss about I almost threw in the towel, and it has helped so
Mm-hmm.
many people that have come back and said thank you for being honest and letting us know, because it lets us know that we too can have a limitless marriage and move past those issues. It's the smallest things
Yes.
that create the biggest problems, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love that. Authenticity, that's what people want.
Hmm.
It's one thing. We have a tendency to put some of the best things on social media. I mean, let's just be, we don't try to put up a picture that looks bad. We don't try to, talk about anything that's horrible.
Hmm.
We don't try to always say, we don't all get up on Facebook all the time and say, I'm having a horrible day. You know what I mean? We always try to put the best foot forward. But that's not always how we really feel now, is it? It's
No,
it's just not. It's
no,
just
not
not.
at all.
People need to see authenticity. They need to see us being authentic. I do this thing of talking about, being triumphant on Tuesdays. And I remember a few weeks ago, I said, you know what? I don't feel so triumphant this Tuesday, but I know I will next week. People need to know, they need to see that authenticity because then they can relate.
Yes,
Nobody, nobody is up all the time. Life isn't going perfectly for everybody. So I think people connect so much and so well when they see that, hey, there's somebody out there who's dealing with some rocky stuff in their marriage like I am. There's somebody who's got health issues like I do, and
mhm,
who's having trouble sticking with the diet. That's my thing right
yes,
now. People need to know that you're real, that you're not fake. And I think that is so, so important. So important. So there's something else I wanted to ask you about. You recently did something. It was a tea. Tell us a little about that because I know that you desire to do more things like that. And I think it's
Yes,
something that would encourage our women, something they may want to get involved in.
absolutely. So it was the Limitless Self-Care Tea Treat. That
Hmm.
was back in November, and it will be an annual event. This year, it
Awesome.
is slated to happen in October. And with this, again, very intentional, prayed about what we as women needed. It also was the debut of my book, so it was kind of a book release, but it was not about me. And that's what so
Mm,
many people liked about it, because a gift, they were gifted my book, of course, but I made it about the women themselves and what the needs were of our times right now. People are facing the
mhm,
loss of loved ones and COVID, and
mm,
have all types of diagnoses, and family members and possibly even themselves dealing with mental health issues right now, because not everyone knows how to channel that negative energy that they're receiving, or the sadness that they have. So what I did was I really prayed about it. I have industry experts to come in to speak on different issues. I had someone to come in for the women to speak on breast cancer and
mm,
survival, and also domestic abuse being beautifully broken. And
mm,
at that point, we had the mosaic, and we had a candle that was made from mosaic. It was a mosaic piece. And I said, these are from sharp pieces of glass. And you would
mm.
think it's nothing, but when it's put together, it is something that is beautifully broken and mended by God.
Oh,
So it was just absolutely beautiful. I tell you, like I said, we talk about self love, just the whole person concept for women. When gave them tools to move forward and better themselves and to be limitless. And the most exciting piece of that, I've had several women to reach back out to me. One has started her business since then. She said, "Thank you."
awesome.
She said,
Mhm.
after, another one was, "After your tea, it gave me the fuel that I needed to move forward." It was just everything that God told me needed to be done. I did it.
Was done.
And we spilled the tea. We had tea spillers and we had tea sippers. And I tell you, it was absolutely amazing. And it was just so overwhelming with
Oh,
joy. And so
yes.
and so we want to move forward with that each and every year.
That's great. That's great. And for some women, that may be the only time where they actually sit down and spend some time doing some
Mhm.
real self-care. We would hope not, but, doing something like that and putting it in such a beautiful package encourages women to remember, this is a good thing. I am worthy of this beauty. Let me go ahead and make sure and I take part in
Yes.
this every year if I do nothing else. And then maybe they'll get encouraged to do something, once every 3 months, once a month. So they get to the point where they realize that self care is a priority and is really first priority above any and everything else they may try and do you know
Yes.
we try to put other things as priority, but like you said, if we don't take care of ourselves, then we can't be the caring person that we need to be for other people also.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So what I want you to do before we kind of wrap things up, is there a piece of advice that you have for my audience in particular, about self care or about limitless possibilities? Anything at all that you want to share?
The most important piece that I would like to share as far as a nugget for self-care is
Mm,
be intentional in your self-care, and
yeah.
know that self-care is more than going to the spa. It may
Hmm.
be being intentional with that 15 minutes outside at work every day. For
Yes.
me,
Yes.
working in a hospital, seeing so many patients with COVID and different disease processes. I take 15 minutes every day and I intentionally go outside and I bask in the presence of God. And I feel
Mm,
that that is the most important part of my self-care journey, is just taking that 15 minutes. And as far as being limitless, I've let you know that the sky is not the limit. Your possibilities
mhm.
are limitless because we serve a God who cannot be bound by space or time. And that
Yes,
in itself should
yes,
let you know alone that all things are
yes.
possible in Him, which He says in His word. And know that you have been repurposed for a purpose, and that
Mm,
is for His purpose. And you
yes,
all have purpose in you.
that's it. And age doesn't matter, does it?
No,
Age, demographics, circumstances, that does not negate your purpose. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I have put up here, all of your particulars, how they can reach out to you on Facebook and your website and on Instagram. And I hope I have all of that up there correctly.
absolutely, you do.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. And I wanted to find out, so if they're interested in being a part of your anthology, how should they reach out to you?
Please go to Limitless Possibilities Now. There
Hmm.
is a spot where you can send an email to me. Send that email so that we can send over the Zoom link. You can message me through Messenger. I will send the Zoom link over to you. We will be having a meeting coming up this week, Thursday, but we will also have others coming up, periodically until we have the all the slots filled. We're only taking in 19 authors, and
Hmm.
currently right now I have half those spots filled. I have 10 left. It will be a total of 20 of us with me, and I have 10 open available spots. But of course, all who are interested, please come join us, get the information. I kept it very low cost because I really truly want to be a blessing to others. I want you to know that you have an opportunity to fulfill your dreams. If you've ever wanted to
Yes.
be an author, you
Yes.
can. You're not responsible for the whole bill yourself. All of us are coming together. You have your very own chapter. And the best thing of all, you get to have a little residual income and also be
Yes.
looked at as an expert, not just nationally, but internationally. As I said, the book will be
Hmm.
everywhere, absolutely
Yes.
everywhere books are sold.
Yes, that is awesome. And let me tell you, doing an anthology is the best way. If you're having thoughts of being an author, like Kizzy said, if you're afraid to go at it by yourself, there's nothing more rewarding than working with a group of women, sharing similar interests, talking about the same things. If you know that you've got a limitless possibility type story, if you have a story that fits this theme, reach out to Kizzy, and the relationships that you build in doing a
Yes,
project like this together. I say all the time, my Reinvent and Rise ladies, we are bound together forever and ever, pushing the campaign, letting people
absolutely.
know that you can rise from any situation and go after what it is that you want to do and be better. So please reach out to her, go to her website, send her an email. Go ahead and take that plunge and do that thing you've been putting off doing for so long. Now's the time. Just go ahead, take a chance on you. Okay. Know that your possibilities are limitless. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kizzy, for joining me here today. And I'll have you back again. We'll follow up when we talk about what you have coming up next. How about that?
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on for just a second. So that is it. Thanks again to my guest for today, Kizzy McCray-Sheppard. Remember that your possibilities are limitless. And most importantly, the sky is not the limit. Now go out today. Be yourself. Be authentic because there's nobody better to be you than you. Remember, it is never, ever, ever too late to reinvent and rise. Go out and do the thing that the world is waiting on you to do. Have a great one.